Hi, this is Paul Acevedo of Windows Phone Central, here with a video review of KenKen. It's an Xbox Live game for Windows Phone from Capcom, their very first Windows Phone game. Now, KenKen is currently only available for Windows Phone 7, but initially it was out for Windows Phone 8. That's how I got it, and it works great, so it's a mystery why it isn't currently available on the other systems. KenKen is a puzzle game. It's sort of like Sudoku, but more complex. There's a lot of different puzzles and different grid sizes. These are unique puzzles. They are not randomized. So we'll just hop into one and solve it real quick. If you don't know how to play KenKen, that's okay. The game has an extensive text tutorial and a video tutorial starring its semi-celebrity endorser, Will Shortz. Okay, as you can see, there's a grid made up here. In each of these squares, there must be a number from 1 to currently 3, and the number can only appear once in a horizontal or vertical line. Now, in the corner here, there's a 1. That means that definitely has a 1 in it. This one has a 3. Now, in this one, it says 6 plus. That means the 3 numbers here must add up to 6. This is 1 minus. The numbers here must add up, must subtract to get 1. So I don't know exactly what these two numbers are yet, but I can make notes using the little pencil icon and do, well, no, that can't be a 1. It can be a 2 or a 3. This can be a 2 or a 3. This can be a 1 or a 2. Okay, that cannot be a 3. So that means this one is definitely a 2. Then this makes 3. 1. All right. Now, that's 1, so this has to add up to be 5, so that means it's going to be a 2 or a 3, which I knew anyway. This one here cannot also be a 3 because there's a 3 above it, so that makes it a 2. 3, 2. See, at this point I'm not even doing math anymore. Once I've solved enough of it, I can just move on. That's a level 3 puzzle. Let's just take a glance at a more complicated one. Now, beyond 5x5, they're not that fun anymore, and they're just really tough. So let's look at one. Here's a 9x9 puzzle. You cannot actually zoom in, can you? Nope. So there's an 8 there. This has to be a 9, and so on. You can see they mix in multiplication and division, so these are even more complicated. But if you're having trouble figuring one out, you can always activate the calculator and do, like, what is a multiple of 7? So I can do 7 divided by 7 equals 1. Yeah, I knew that. But some of them are more complicated, like, 256, and maybe you'll have to think about that, or 63. And there's also a built-in way to do this. 9 times 7, does that equal 63? Well, if I look up here, it actually tells me, yes, that is 63. So this isn't necessarily right because the two numbers might be reversed, but it's just a way to check yourself. The game does not actually tell you when you make errors until you filled in the puzzle. Then the numbers will just all be red. Okay, there are also unsigned puzzles. These are much harder than regular. Okay, we're resetting this puzzle here. So you have numbers in the corners, but you don't see whether they're multiplied or divided or whatever. So that just obviously makes it a lot harder because you may have to do a little more experimentation. One good thing is you can fully take steps back. So if you realize you've made a mistake, you can just back up, redo, whatever you have to do. So I like that. Erase if you need to. It's a good interface. Now, the only thing I don't like about the interface is after you've completed, well, let's go to one with more puzzles. Okay, the actual act of scrolling between all these different puzzles, it can be a little clunky. Because say you beat puzzle 15, when you exit that puzzle, it takes you all the way back up to number 1, and then you have to scroll back down to get to the next puzzle. There's not a smooth way to return to just where you were in the list here. So that's a problem. Besides that, like I said, the game gets a little too hard after the 5x5s. I mean, 6x6 is still pretty reasonable. Not everybody's going to enjoy the challenge of the higher ones, especially 9x9. They're just super tough. And the achievements, to get all of this game's achievements, you will actually have to solve every single puzzle, and there are hundreds. It will take many, many hours. So achievement hunters will probably end up cheating a little bit. Another thing worth noting, the leaderboard is not very good. Leaderboard only applies to challenge mode and not regular puzzles. I'd like it more if it was just puzzles completed or something. That way you could keep track of how your friends are doing. But instead, it's just whether or not they've completed a challenge, which are super hard 9x9 puzzles. Still, if you enjoy logic games like this, like Sudoku and other things you'd find in a newspaper, KenKen offers a lot of challenge and fun, and it's definitely worth a buy. A little bit expensive at $4.99, but the number of hours you'll get from it makes it worthwhile to me. Thanks for watching. Read the full review at wpcentral.com.